What is diastasis recti? So diastasis recti is a separation of your abdominal wall down the middle along a line called your linea alba. So you know those muscles that you see on bodybuilders and people who are really slim and fit on the beach, where you've got the six pack and there's the line down the middle? Well, that line down the middle is the point where the sides of your abs, your abdominal wall, connects via a tissue called the linea alba. So your linea alba is basically just means white line, which is a white line of connective tissue which connects up your two sides of your abs. So when you're pregnant, the pregnancy hormones allow for stretching of certain tissues in your body, and also the growing of your uterus and your baby basically creates pressure that pushes and grows and grows and grows, and as your stomach's growing and stretching, that linea alba, that line down the middle which is connecting the two sides of your abs, is coming apart. So it's becoming stretched, it's becoming weakened, it's becoming thinner. And unfortunately for quite a few women after they've had the baby, that doesn't just spring back into place again once the baby's born. It's not something that's that elastic that it can just pull back together. So like an elastic band, if you stretch it, it pulls back together. Well, this is one which pulls and then it doesn't necessarily spring back together. So what you really want to do is work on getting that connective tissue back strong, back together, bringing your abdominal wall together, which will create a lot more strength in your core. So if you've got a diastasis recti, there is a test that I want you to do just to see if you've got it and the level of the diastasis recti. So the next part of the video will just go through that. So I'm going to show you how to test yourself for a diastasis recti, which is the separation between the two sides of your abdominal wall after you've had a baby. What I want you to do is I want you to lie on your back. So once you're laid on your back, I want you to find the lowest part of your ribs, the midpoint of your ribs. Your knees should be bent up, feet should be flat on the floor. You're going to feel 3 places down the middle of your belly. So if you've got high-waisted shorts or high-waisted trousers, pull them down just below your belly button. And what you're going to do is you're going to place your hand so that the palm, your fingers, are pointing towards you so you can see your fingers. You're going to find a point a little bit below the bottom of your ribs and you're going to push your fingers in. If it hurts, then that shows already that there's an issue with your abdominal wall. But if it's not hurting, then what I want you to do is push your fingers in firmly, not too far. You shouldn't really be forcing them in. And then what I want you to do is bring your head off the floor and exhale. So and what you should feel is that your abdominals or your abdominal muscles are either together already and you've got a tiny little, you can feel a ridge between them, or if you've got a diastasis, it might mean that you've got, say, a 2-finger gap, a 3-finger gap, a 4-finger gap between your abdominals when they're tensing up. And that can be at different levels down the middle of your stomach. So once you've checked for the midline, so for me they're together but I haven't had a baby. So for you, when you're checking, it might mean that your abdominals or your muscles come apart as you come down, and as you come up they come together. If you're able to physically push your fingers into your stomach, then it means that there's a weak connective tissue. Whether your abs come together or not, that connective tissue might still be weak. So then you want to find your belly button, come up about 1 inch and try again there. So you sit up slightly and exhale and go back down. And then you can do the same just below your belly button. Same again, go down and up. And what you're feeling for is to find out what size of a gap there is between the two sides. And if you follow a program that is there to help close up that diastasis, that gap, then you can use this as a measure. So before you start the program, you could try and measure how big of a gap you've got, and then say every week or every 3 to 4 days you can check if that gap is closing up. But I'd really advise it, because if you haven't got that gap closed, then you should be avoiding certain exercises, things like sit-ups, planks, V-sits, crunches, any sort of high impact exercises like jumping, burpees, running even, sprinting, all that sort of thing isn't good for your body if you've got that weakness in your core. So there's loads of stuff you can be doing, but avoid those. And if you have got that gap, I really would advise following a program which is there to help close up that gap. So I hope that helped explain what diastasis recti is and how to check if you've got it, and what you should really be doing if you do have it. And if you have any questions, you can visit my website, which is www.contourfitness.co.uk, and you can get in touch through there and just see what sort of things you can be doing to help close that gap up.